Hello, this is Dr. Janice Seto, and I'm the instructor for this course in Media Arts. It's a grade 12 course at the Canadian Pre-University program in Taylor's College in beautiful Subang Jaya. It's hot and sunny outside, so it's a good time to be inside to learn more about media arts. I've prepared this short video about film dialogue. And what it is anytime that you are filming something, you have to pay attention, of course, to the best way to marry sound and image into a coherent message for the audience. As a screenwriter, what you want to do is, if there's actors on screen and they're involved in a conversation, which is dialogue, the screenwriter writes what they think, he or she thinks, should be important to be captured in film. And so what I'm hoping to do is just give you a couple of tips about how film directors go about translating a screenplay onto the screen. What a director looks at is, as I say, set design. What is the look? Where does this dialogue take place? And what will the actors, well, I mean, obviously they will be speaking, but will they be... All right, so we're back to the PowerPoint. So just to go over again, the set design and the actors, are they doing something? And if they are sitting, then if they're facing straight on, the conflict's going to happen. So when you are trying to have a conversation, and you want to show that it's a conversation that is not, they're going to come to blows or it's an argument, you don't want them to be sitting straight on, but maybe at a 90-degree angle. It looks like they're actually sharing confidences rather than trying to resolve an issue, a problem, or provoke an argument. Distance is very important too. You noticed in the first movie that I showed you, which was Marlon Brando and this other fellow, there's a distance when they're talking, and it's not merely a horizontal distance, but also a vertical distance, and that Marlon Brando's sitting down very cool, calm, and collected, playing with his cat. And the other guy may be standing up and looming over him, but because he's standing far back, he knows he doesn't want to get right into Brando's face. Let me show you another clip, and this is also from the same movie. It's actually near the end. And so again, you've got two people having a conversation. One of them is Marlon Brando. And I want you to look at the difference between this clip and the earlier one. Looking in particular proximity, distance, height differentiation, and the angle in which they're sitting at, and what they're doing. So let me pause the video again, pause the PowerPoint again, and I'll go to the video. And here we are again, Marlon Brando, and you can see that he's sitting across from somebody. It looks like they're sharing wine, and they're having snacks. Is it nuts or is it olives? I'm not sure what it is. So as I said before, notice the difference between the proximity, the angle, the height. You might even say that the director Francis Ford Coppola is sending a bit of a message, because they're not wearing stark black. They're wearing more muted colors, and this is taking place outdoors, so that sends a different type of message. You notice that nobody's braced, nobody's on their guard, and so this conveys to the audience, even though I don't have the audio on, and you don't read Greek subtitles, that this is a sort of a different tone in this conversation. Now, what you might also notice here is they call it shot and the reverse shot. So Al Pacino says something, Marlon Brando responds. You can see he's listening to the conversation now. He says something, and then I think pretty soon you'll see the response from Al Pacino. By the way, I should mention both of these gentlemen are Oscar numerous times nominated for Oscars and Oscar winners as well. Side note, Al Pacino, this character he plays in 3 films is probably what he's most noted for. And he did win an Oscar later on in life. And basically, he didn't win an Oscar for that movie. I mean, yes, ostensibly he did, but this is the character that he's most remembered. I want you to notice this. Here's Marlon Brando, and he's talking. Now notice he comes and he sits down, and notice the proximity. Notice they are not looking at each other straight on at 180 degrees. This is an unbroken shot. It's about 30 seconds. And this is what a great actor can do. You can tell that Brando has been trained on the stage. So I just want you to just look and see the way he conveys and commands the screen. It's not just his voice and his presence. It's what he does with what he has as an actor. So this is just a superb example of fine acting. So this scene's just about over, and I want you to notice Al Pacino. As this scene ends, I want you to notice his reaction as Marlon Brando leaves the scene. I'd like to talk to you just a little bit more about cinematographers. The scene I'm going to show you next, I'd like you to observe the look and the lighting design. In the previous 2 clips that I've shown you, the lighting has been very much in what we call the foreground, what's in front of you. I'd like you to observe the difference between those 2 scenes and the scene I'm going to be queuing up. Observe how shadow lends a certain nuance to the conversation and the idea of focus. Sometimes a shot will be in focus and sometimes it won't be in focus, and there's usually a reason why. In this scene, I'm going to be showing you about 30 seconds, and in contrast to the first 2, which you have shot, reaction, shot, this one is more theatrical. It's like you're sitting at an audience and you're watching the stage and what's going on. This is it's a very nicely shot widescreen shot. And for 30 seconds, that's all you see, this conversation. And if you actually watch the conversation and listen to the dialogue, then you're right in there. It's you're going to be feeling what each of the characters is going through. Is it a mixture of anger, joy, frustration, fear? When a director does that, they want you to, as I say, they want to make sure you feel an emotion more tensely than if they were shot, reaction shot. And again, like the first 2 we saw with, especially the last one with Brando, you saw how good an actor he is, because he's been very, very well trained. So let me go to the video. Please hold. So this runs about 30 seconds, widescreen. So you notice that it's only at the end you get a close-up of the guy who's been talking all through these past 30 seconds. And so remember I said the other shot, the second one was, notice Al Pacino, and when he finished, when he was finishing talking to Marlon Brando, he was sitting in a lounge chair just like this character is. Just notice the difference. And now here's Al Pacino, and in contrast, now in this scene, he's not sitting on the lounge chair. And mirroring what I showed you in the very first, you've got a conversation, you've got somebody who's sitting down, you've got somebody who's standing up. Anytime there's a conversation going on, it's either one of two things. It's either a dialogue between people who are of equal power or people who are of unequal power status. So just notice how a good director, a great director like Francis Ford Coppola denotes this. So in the previous scene that I showed you, there's Al Pacino, and here he is again. And you notice there's an actor who's sitting on the lounger, and notice and try to see how the director's doing